That's fucking awesome.
I'm
Wait,
going to.
wait, Crow.
No, I was
Crow.
supposed
All
to end
right,
the stream.
Then, if
20
you wanted to
fucking
do this
minutes
stuff,
ago.
you should have came on earlier. Not
I'll
You
showed up
should have
last
been here
minute.
earlier. We could have done this all earlier.
Exactly. This is why you need to
ask you
stop
next.
showing up last minute.
All right, I'll ask next time. Let me pin this. There you go.
Is it the tweet you sent me by Kinoshe?
No, that was
Yeah,
the
I
one I
wanted to know
posted.
what the fuck is happening with Rakata.
I don't have any idea because I saw him post that, and I don't even know who the Claire person is.
That's the shit. Isn't she in LawTube too?
I don't know. Like
Wait,
I
who
have
are you
no
talking about?
idea. The two people I know in LawTube are Legal Mindset
Or is she an
and
IBS person?
and Rekieta and the DUI guy. That's about it.
Because this is just like this chick, like some of the issues with Rakata's local chat and shit, and I was like hearing how Rakata's trying to like, what is he trying to do? Get nudes from his like the wine mobs in his thing or something? I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening.
that's what was being passed
I was
around.
like, yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Is he like, because I heard about like him and his wife's thing before, like the other thing, but I'm like, wait, so are they like? Is he like just legitimately hitting up other women?
I don't.
Are they?
Here's the thing. I don't know. And the thing is, if I look at this, it's just saying.
Oh, here
You
it
don't
is.
like
Here
banning
it is.
people,
It's
but
this
she
one.
might have earned hers. I
The
don't.
second one. This second one is, I guess, cleared it up, or like it says Rakata Law is freaking out because a YouTuber with 851 followers is making fun of him and his fans trading nudes in his locals. The sector is in shambles, ladies and gentlemen. And then
Is
it
that
links.
saying that he's the one doing it, or people in his locals are doing it?
What, the thing with his trading nudes?
It's saying that he's the one who's doing
Yeah.
it, Crow.
Like, okay. I don't know because I haven't paid any attention to locals.
I mean,
Like,
I kind of rushed to it being like a logical conclusion that'd be him, because like there was something about his wife and her nudes and being like on the locos thing, or his Discord or some shit, and it was like, well, maybe this is like a compromise they made, so he's allowed to be with like bitches now and shit. But
What?
I don't know, because then Rekieta was saying like he's a swinger now with his wife or something, and then like,
But
like,
do you
okay,
actually believe that though?
I don't know what to
okay,
believe
well,
anymore.
look, okay. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say, because I don't. This is kind of like the first I'm hearing about all this stuff, and I really don't care about people's personal lives as long as it's not illegal.
Yeah.
But my thing is, look, if him and his wife have some sort of agreement that they can go be with other people, and they're screwing around doing whatever, I don't care. I honestly don't care.
Yeah.
If that's
I don't think.
going
I
on,
don't believe that.
I heard he took
don't
down his Discord too for it.
No, he took down his Discord for various reasons, though.
I don't know. Like, I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, well, there's like a bunch, I guess, apparently clips in this channel that I guess if you watch it, you can get the full context. Josh Moon weighed in on this too, apparently. I watched like the first like minute of it, and he's basically like, "Oh, I'm put in a hard situation because if I don't criticize Nick on what the fuck is happening, I'm gonna look like I'm protecting him and shit." So it's like, oh, okay, so he is gonna tell it. Okay, so maybe I should watch that. It's 20 minutes. Josh Moon weighs in.
Send me the video because I'll check it out.
All right.
Yeah, I want to know what's happening before I like actually talk about it.
Yeah.
Because again, okay, but I will. I
knew about it.
No, like
you're in like the flashcast with him, so I would assume that you're like,
yeah, but like it's not like he's in there talking about some fucking locals chat. Like,
yeah,
again,
that's their whole separate thing.
People post random things in there. I post like I post things that I find on Twitter I think are funny.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
do you think Crow
he talked about it in his stream? So if he's talking about it in his streams, it's gone past just like.
Wait, hold on. You got to understand. I'm bad at checking DMs in the first place. So, like,
yeah,
like I'll see something on Twitter and I'll put it into the chat in case somebody like is interested. or wants to like talk about it. But in terms of paying attention to all like the personal chatter that goes on, I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just I don't really have the time for it. Like I do want to like check and just make sure, sometimes I'll see someone will post like a news article and I'll make a video based on that. But I'm not really paying attention to like anyone. I don't even think that I've seen anyone like mention that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've just
I
seen it
really
around like
don't.
the Twitters and like the clips themselves and shit. I'm sure the Kiwis are talking about it too because they started
Oh,
disliking
probably.
him as well.
Probably.
Some of them
But
started
like
disliking him for some
the only
reason.
thing I will say is if him and his wife have an agreement and they're okay with like swinging or whatever, I don't actually really care. As far as I'm concerned, it's a kink that they have, and most kinks are pretty fucking weird. Um, if it's something where like you're telling me that his wife doesn't know and he's doing these things, he's trading news
No,
with
I don't
women.
think it's an infidelity case.
If it was an
And even if it was an
infidelity thing,
infidelity case, I think that like based off of like everything people have said up to this point,
yeah.
I think it would be understandable because like the main thing being put out there is his wife is kind of loose and shit, and like
Oh.
Nick just takes it apparently, and yeah, so I can like if he's like fucking around like putting some salvo shit, I think it'd be more justifiable in a sense because the salvo thing it doesn't make sense and it's not
The
as
thing is,
justifiable
the thing
because
is,
his wife was loyal to him, like in every sense, right?
yeah, the thing is, like, I've met his wife, like when,
Yeah, I've met her too. This is that.
yeah, no,
doesn't-
I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah,
Again,
even then, I take everything you say because of where you find it's in.
I
I
mean,
take it
I'll
with a
watch
grain
the
of salt.
I've
video.
just watched
Like, I'll
certain.
watch
There
the
have been
video,
certain clips
but
that like people have archived and like, um, when was the shit? It was when the controversy first dropped too. Like, it was I think it was late 2022, and that was when the whole thing with his wife and the nudes came out and shit. And it was the beginning. I think it was the first hour of that stream, and people were like typing up like in the forum, right, the Kiwi Farms forums,
yeah.
and they were clipping shit and they were like making their speculation shits, but they were like it was some of them were like a picture's worth 1,000 words. So it's like they're getting this whole thing, and this has kind of existed for a while, but it's only picking up steam now because they're like, well, Nick is letting his wife show her ass like in front of like these strangers and shit. And it's like then they have the whole meme where it's like Drexel's like the black guy that's pounding his wife and shit while he watches and shit. He's like, why do you need like your big black friend always holding your wife like that? And then they get some old archive clips of Rekieta's wife talking about how like there was this like I think a massager, some masseuse or something holding her tits and shit. And like so she went and she did it a second time or something. Some things like that. So it's all like little bits of smoke, I guess, from this whole thing, and
Oh,
it
I
just
see.
adds up. And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's loose, and Nick is a cuck." And then Nick addresses it. There's
Oh,
even a video where he's like, "Hey, Kiwi Farms, how are you doing?" and blah blah blah. And he's going into like some I don't even know what it was. I think I went over it. I think the TLDR of it was like, "Don't tell me how to run my shit," and me and my wife have like a very interesting uh like I don't know thing, I guess, some
okay,
sexual
wait,
thing.
okay, hold on.
It's a bunch of shit,
It,
Crow. It's fucking weird. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
yeah,
And
look,
like
I
the only
mean,
reason
if he's actually being a cuck, then yeah, make fun of him.
the
Be
only
Yeah,
relentless.
reason the
I
only
don't care.
reason
but
like I think it holds more like weight than just like Kiwi Farms post, it's because if Josh Moon is gonna address it, if Josh Moon's gonna talk about it, Mr. Medicare made fun of him for it too. It was either for that or the stupid Baldo shit that he was promoting. Their criticism is like
that's because
Rekieta,
he said his word
it
for
was the
Drexel that he
Baldo
would.
shit he was making fun of.
Yeah,
yeah,
because he said he would for Drexel. So
it's like Rekieta something like he's becoming more degenerate and shit, and some of the old viewers that used to watch him are like, I can't watch this shit anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened to him like over the years, but he's becoming like weirder about this shit.
He did a Twitch hot tub stream. I'm not entirely sure what you guys mean.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I mean,
Look, I
Drexel
get,
was the masseuse in that story.
look, I get what you mean. Like, if the criticism is, his wife is sleeping around and he's just like sitting at home watching it, then yeah, that would be a cuck.
They
And
pointed
hold on.
Yeah.
He's made fun of people for being
Yeah,
cucks.
there you go.
So
Yeah,
like
the Murphy guy, right?
Yeah, Jack Murphy. And now Jack
Yeah.
Murphy it's more than being a cuck, it's also the shouting at women when they question him. But he's called other people cucks as insults and everything. So if people are saying, well, you're being a cuck here, I think that's fair. Like, if you're gonna throw the punches, you need to roll with the punches. But
Yeah.
if it's a situation where it's really just they have an open relationship and people are just discovering that he's a bit more of a degen, I mean, yeah, it sucks because he's got he's kind of got like a really high, what do you call it, like a moral character for a bunch of people. And it sucks if in reality he's much more degenerate.
They also wanted to take a shot at his so you know how Rekieta portrays himself to be like a Christian, a very Christian man and shit. They're like, oh, he's doing some really Christian things with that Baldo shit and blah 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 and all that other stuff.
I mean,
but
he does have Christian beliefs, right? But you think he's really that much of a hardcore Christian any more than Crow's a hardcore?
I don't think so.
I think the
I don't
audience
think he
members
is.
are under that belief and shit, and some of them are like, well, that's like one of the pitches that hooked me into you, because you presented yourself to have very strict Christian values, and I like that because I perceive myself that way as well.
Well, I have to go by pretty much everything that because I don't even know what the situation is.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna watch that Josh Moon shit and see what he has to say about it.
Look, I'll say this though: if you feel like based on his recent actions and behavior, that he's not the guy that you want to be listening to, then you make that choice. Don't tune in. Don't subscribe. If he loses subscribers, then maybe that will be the message that, hey, don't behave this way. If he doesn't, then you kind of just see his audience doesn't care. But that's based on the secondhand information I'm getting on this stuff.
I've also seen like your brother try to take dabs at him too. Like he's been one of the main people like going at him as well. I think it's hilarious because Dean's history with women.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, okay, Rekieta,
wait, hold on. Do you know your beef with my little brother started because he was upset over a girl?
Yes, I know. I know. So I think it's like funny. I'm like, if Rakata at worst is like on stage 1 cuckery, at worst, Dean is like a whole new fucking entity. He's like at stage 3 and above, and I'm like, he has like no real right to be fucking trying to call Rakata a cuck.
Like
what the
Preston
fuck?
Poulter coming out and saying, "Oh, look at Dick Rakata." I see, because the thing is, I like Nick Rekieta. I like him for the legal analysis, but like he's openly said some degen things before.
Yeah.
But I always thought that him and his wife had a great relationship. I know that his kids are really important to him too. So if it's a situation where his wife is being loose, I can understand why he wouldn't want to openly start saying things about his wife, because he's probably under the impression that one day his kids will hear that. But as far as this other stuff, I mean, yeah, look, when he did the hot tub stream and everything, I wouldn't sit there and look at him doing that and say this is a man of pure Christian values. No. I think for the most part though, I can see why his audience would be getting upset with it. And it's up to him on whether or not he thinks that that's warranted. And it's up to them on whether or not they think that will make it impossible for them to listen to him when he's, doing his legal analysis or doing one of his live streams. If it's a situation where there's no infidelity, for me, again, I like the guy. If it's not a case where he's cheating on his wife, I'm not going to sit there and be like, I can't associate with it, man. I personally don't care if he's being a cuck. I mean, I think people should be able to laugh at him, and he shouldn't be upset about it, because I think one of the things you do when you sign the cuck contract is that you accept that public humiliation is going to be a part of that. But I don't know if that's actually what's happening here. If he
Yeah.
says if it's a situation where him and his locals chat, because it said him, and he's the one who's exchanging nudes on locals, it sounds like, well, hold on, but it does sound like he's also being with other women. So it sort of sounds like it's mutual between him and his wife. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to sit there and judge it, because
I think it would be, honestly, at this point, I think if that is the arrangement they have, I think that'd be okay.
yeah.
But like also they have kids, so at the same time it's like, do you explain that to the kids or do you just keep that a secret between
I don't know. I don't know. I agree. I think the kids have to come first, but at the exact same time, I'm not a parent. I'm not a father.
and they've been together for a long time, right?
They
Yeah.
have, yeah.
That's what makes it
But
like that's
I
the
will.
thing when you're married for such a long time. Sometimes you
I
gotta
I think that there are some people that will stay together with a person that they do not love and do not like for the sake of their children. I think Nick loves his wife. I think his wife loves him. I've seen it when they're out in public together. They
Mhm.
do care about each other. If it's a situation where they're just in an open relationship to keep things, fresh and content at the house, so they can both raise these kids, I think that in a way it's respectable. While at the
yeah.
same time being pretty degenerate, but I'm guessing there. Like, I'm seriously guessing there.
Yeah.
But
I
again,
think like
it
it's just
doesn't
that
sound like
the Christian thing has become such a like part of his like his
yeah,
Branding.
image.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and his branding in a sense too.
Well,
It's
he
just like
knows he's not like.
he's gonna take some lumps for it, and you know what? I think that that's more than fair.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
at the same time, I'm Muslim. I wasn't watching him because he's a Christian man. Like, really, not at all. I
Yeah.
didn't like him for that reason either. But again, if he's not cheating on her, she's not cheating on him. They're both in an open relationship, and they're both still taking care of their kids at home and everything. I don't care. I just do not care. That's like not a big deal for me. The kids sound like that they're being treated well. It sounds like him and his wife are both happy with what's going on, and I agree that if he portrays himself as this man of pure Christian values, and then is going out here and is like, in an open relationship and is flirting with all these women in his locals chat or something like that, yeah, I can understand why people are upset. For me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, can we agree on one thing?
What's up?
Drexel the masseuse will keep your wife loose.
Oh, that's a good one.